crypto doesn't work, or at least that's what large enterprise companies have been telling us. And of course, specifically large enterprise companies in the tech and financial sector that don't want a new bully on the block. But one crypto project out there has positioned itself as a very enterprise-friendly organization and protocol, and that's Hedera. With their hash graph consensus mechanism, Hedera is positioning itself to be friendly to these organizations and large enterprise companies and has made partnerships with some of the biggest ones. What's its secret? And how did it get a seat at the table at Davos? Find out. Let's get it. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is Ben. As you guys know, a few weeks ago, we did an interview with one of the co-founders of Hedera, Dr. Lehman Baird. He's also the inventor of the consensus mechanism known as Hashgraph, and that's where we get Hedera Hashgraph from. While that interview gave a lot of insights into updates and what's happening, but it'd be best if we pack everything into a video and explain why we believe Hedera's got sky-high potential and its token, HBAR, well, let's just say a lot of speculation is going to be happening on the blockchain. But of course, in this video, we're going to tell you what they're doing, and then the speculation, well, that's up to you. I can't give you financial advice. So if you've been watching this channel for any time at all over the last year, you know HBAR is one of the projects, one of the tokens that we believe has a lot of potential in the next bull run. We love layer one platforms. We love ICP. We love Ethereum. We love Cardano. We love Algorand. There's a lot to like in these platforms. Now, the thing is each one of these layer ones, well, they kind of need something that separates them from the pack, and Hedera Hashgraph, well, they have one. That's why HBAR makes it as one of my select coins to make it to my Twitter profile with a cash tag. You know, I didn't know that word cash tag until I started in crypto. But Hedera launched back in 2019, and it kind of faded very quickly, only to be a sleeper in the 2021 bull run. Now, Hedera is doing big things with partnerships, with corporations, has built a strong foundation, and also a lot of exciting dApps coming to its ecosystem. It's been getting its hands dirty and putting in work ever since the bear market started. That's what separates the winners from the losers. Build in the bear market, harvest in the bull market. But one of Hedera's main advantages is it was built to serve the needs of institutions and corporations, and it's quickly becoming one of the most trusted enterprise blockchains. And for all my WEF fans out there, my Davos daddies, let me tell you, Hedera had a big presence at a seat at the table in Davos this year. This is where all the establishment billionaires hang out. So why was Hedera there? No, this doesn't mean that Hedera is in the World Economic Forum and that it's a bad project and they're trying to great reset us. They're there because who they serve is large institutions, and there's no collection of higher upper echelon institutions and representation than the WEF. That's a good indication of the strong connections that are actually their demographic. One of the representatives there for Hedera was Nilmini Rubin, the new chief of staff and head of global policy. He spoke at the official Politico Davos party, along with the CEOs of Uber and Politico. Sounds uber interesting. Why do people not make that joke more? But Hedera was actually sponsoring the party, so it makes sense that they would have a representative there giving a main talk. The point is, Hedera has now jumped into the belly of the beast. And of course, regular users can still use Hedera. They've got games coming out and plenty of dApps that the regular user can use. But remember, the chain itself is geared for enterprise. So let's talk about the upticks in development on Hedera. Last year, the Hashgraph Association launched an initiative called the Hashgraph Innovation Program to bootstrap the development of the entire HBAR ecosystem. It should probably be Hedera ecosystem, actually. And Dr. Lehman Baird pointed this out to me. When you're talking about the chain, you say Hedera. Only talk HBAR when you're talking about the token. And of course, the HBARbarians, the community, that's okay to say as well. But I find some of these communities are really finicky about what you call what, so let's make sure to get the glossary terms right. So for any layer one blockchain, the success level of it is going to depend on the amount of users, which comes from the level of development and developers that they have working on projects. At the beginning of the year, it was announced that the Hashgraph Association was supporting 35 projects, and it seems more are coming. And we actually already know here at BitBoy Crypto about an additional project that's launching on Hedera over this next year that's not even included in those 35 projects. So the point is, the ecosystem is growing and it's growing organically. The Hashgraph Association has been funding tons of new projects and developers to get them moving over to Hedera and get building. And please, don't ever say biddling. It's not the right thing to say. Now, according to data from Cryptometheus, Hedera ended 2022 as the 24th most built on network, or most developed crypto project. And that's based on the GitHub activity. So far this year, it's already risen one rank. But the point is, there's a lot of room for it to grow, And that means there's still a lot of potential and untapped resources for Hedera. Now, Hedera is a major project, so when it's number 23, you can see the potential of how fast and how quickly it can grow and move up those ranks. There's a lot of people that don't really know about it still. Now, plenty of crypto native projects are being developed and built on Hedera, but the main advantage, like I said earlier, is the trust that they built with large institutions and corporations. Recently at CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, electronics manufacturer LG announced that on their TVs, people will be able to buy, sell, and trade NFTs. And that's using the Blade wallet that was built, guess where? Ethereum. No, I'm just kidding. It was on Hedera, obviously. This is a Hedera video. But one of the reasons Hedera has been able to build so much trust at such a high level is because its team is HBAR none. Too many jokes in this video, but that's a good one too. The team's got plenty of connections in the traditional world, and if you want to check out my interview with Dr. Lehman Baird, super interesting stuff, very high level individual, you can click above, we'll put a card up there for you. Last month, the Hedera Governing Council, which is heavily involved in the blockchain's development, it announced it was appointing 2 new members to the executive team, high level individuals, including Noémie Rubin, who we spoke about earlier, who spoke at the Davos party, who held high positions at Meta, Tetra Tech, and the Information Technology Industry Council. As we said earlier, he was made the new chief of staff and global policy advisor. The other new addition is Betsabe Boutitis. I had about a 2% chance to say that right. I did my best. He has nearly 2 decades of working in the financial industry, working with the likes of Citigroup, Uplift, Kueski, and Lending Club. Boutitis is the new chief financial officer, CFO, and she was recently selected as a top honoree at NASDAQ's Latina Disruptors event. Boutitis made some really interesting comments regarding the future of Hedera. She said, "One of the things that really drew me towards my current role at Hedera was a sense of alignment I had with Hedera's vision to cut down settlement periods and bottlenecks involved in cross-border trade, while bringing central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, to wider audiences interested in cryptocurrencies, eliminating volatility while offering speed and transparency to end users. The future of financial inclusion looks brighter and brighter as we move forward, and I'm eager to ensure Hedera continues to remain at the forefront of this important movement." Her focus on cross-border payments and CBDs, well, it's very interesting. I mean, if you think about it, it might indicate that Hedera might be going the route of the ISO 20022 standards, and they may well in fact be in that club. They do seem to be ISO 20022 compliant, and those networks are gonna roll themselves into helping with CBDCs. Now, before you go all up in arms about the CBDCs, I do believe that there are ways that we can prevent these from being the overarching Great Reset coins. I think if we put in smart regulation and we demand that before we make these things live, then we might be able to get it. The main thing is they're coming no matter what. We need to ensure that people are not going to be cut off from spending their money. But like I mentioned earlier, it's not only a corporate blockchain or institutional blockchain. We also have regular users, and that means DeFi. That's where a lot of the users are in crypto. And it has a presence there in DeFi already, specifically with a project called Pangolin. This Pangolin is actually a DeFi dApp that is on Avalanche. But on January 24th, well, they welcomed in the Hedera community, or the HBAR as well. Now, the TVL for Pangolin is relatively low. It was hovering around 25 million when we put this research together. But the Pangolin community has been very strong through a lot of the drama in 2022, and Hedera developers have embraced the platform, so that tells you something. Pangolin team has been working with a Hedera-based platform called Archaea. Archaea is already currently used by several of Hedera's corporate partners, which means it's got a lot of institutional support. Pangolin is also integrating alongside Hedera NFTs. Now, these are powered by the Hashpack NFT wallet on Hedera. These dApps and wallets are putting Hedera on the right foot to be able to make some big moves in the next 2 years. Because all that's bonus. The enterprise is really the key to pushing this project forward and reaching new all-time highs potentially in the next bull market. Hedera is solving the problems that a lot of the enterprise companies and institutions have with blockchain. They don't really know how to make it work for them. And that's the secret for the sauce in the next bull run for a lot of these layer 1 platforms. It's not adoption by normies that are gonna put us over the finish line. It's the big players getting comfortable with blockchain. Let me know down below, what are your thoughts on Hedera, and what do you think the HBAR token price is gonna get to in the next bull run? Drop those down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That's all I got. Be blessed. Big boy out.